What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and today I finally bring you another Crush Them All video. Now, I posted the original first impressions of Crush Them All about a week ago, and guys, I gotta say, it got much more views than I thought it was gonna get. Normally, when I do an extra video that's not knighthood related, we get maybe 200 views tops, and we got, I want to say we're at almost 700 views now, which is phenomenal. It's doing almost as good as my average knighthood video, which is incredibly exciting, and so I'm excited to make more content for CTA. I do also want to say that this video is actually sponsored by Godzy Labs. They are the developers for Crush Them All, so huge shout out to the guys over with Godzy Labs for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get right into the video today. As you guys know, I like to do first impressions followed by beginner's guides, and that is what this game is all about, is playing right from the beginning. It is a long-term game, and if you make mistakes early on, you can hurt your progression and hurt your mid-game to late game. So it's very important to pick the correct heroes to upgrade, and that's what I am here to help you with today. So this is going to be a long video, alright? I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I'm going to get it done as fast as possible. So let's just start with the first thing you are introduced to. The first thing you are introduced to is something that the community calls staging. As you can see here, I have some heroes that are fighting through this battle, defeating enemies and moving from stage to stage. This is what is called staging. Now, in most games, you're going to pick a team of 5, 6, whatever amount of heroes, and you're going to try to beat the stages as fast as possible. Now, this is not necessarily false for CTA, but there is a specific method that has been found to be incredibly powerful, and that is what has been dubbed staging. So there are a set of heroes that are recommended to use as your staging heroes, and I'm going to go over just a couple of them. But one of the things that is important is you can realistically use any hero you want for staging, as long as it matches the proper element. Now, the order of the elements is water, earth, fire, light, and dark, and they go in order of 100 stages after the 600th stage. So, for example, you start with this guy right here, Luca. He's the first unit that you are given. He is actually the best water stager in the game. And the reason why is because he has a 220 move speed, along with a team buff move speed, giving him even more move speed when he is 4-starred. So Luca is surprisingly not a waste of a hero. A lot of the times you get a game that gives you a starting hero, and that starting hero is really, really good at the start and then is just trash for the rest of the game. Luckily, Luca is not one of those heroes. So, Luca is the best water stager in the game. Once you reach stage 600, though, he becomes a little less useful because now you need an earth unit to beat the stages. Now, Robin Hood is one of the other starting characters that you get, and Robin Hood will work for this role. As you can see, I have put some resources into him, but he is relatively slow, sitting at only 160 move speed, and so the unit that is recommended by most people is Voodoo Dagger, and that is because he also has a move speed of 220. Now, one thing that you'll find is that staging eventually gets to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. It's just something that happens passively. It doesn't really affect you that much. However, it is important in the early game to build the proper units for staging, so getting a Voodoo Dagger is incredibly helpful, as he is one of the best earth stagers in the game. Then you move on to Fire, and Fire's best stager is Monkey King. As you can see here, he has a move speed of 180 and is the best fire stager for the game. Now, there is a secondary mention that I'm going to mention here, and that is Scud. If you happen to get Scud, he is the second best stager with a move speed of 160, and he's also good because he is another unit that you will be building for later modes in the game, which we'll get to shortly. After Fire, we move into Light. Now, Light Knight is a unit that you should get relatively easily and is a good stager. However, there is a better Light stager, and that is... where is he? Hikari, there he is. Hikari is the best light stager, as he has a move speed of 170, while as Light Knight only has... Oh, Light Knight actually has 220. I don't know why Hikari is better then. Let's take a look. Let's look. Ta-da! Oh, that's why. Yeah, it's because he has the buff move speed 4-star. That's what it is. I was like, I knew there was something that made him better. So he has a slower total move speed, but he gives all team 30% move speed, which makes him the best light stager because of that buff. Now, Hikari, as well as, where is he? Scud. That's Monkey King. Scud are both purchasable from packs in the shop. So we're going to go over here real quick. You'll see I actually did purchase the Scud pack, and I would recommend that you purchase the Scud pack as well. It is $5, and he is one of, if not, I mean, yeah, definitely one of, not the best, but he is one of the best characters in this game. You can also see you can pick up Hikari here as well, along with Kasumi, which Kasumi is also the best dark stager in the game, followed by Bat. So it is definitely not a bad decision to pick up those packages. All of those 3 packages are great. In fact, all of them are great. Leafblade and Valkyrie are both good PvP heroes as well, so definitely viable to pick them up. If you are a little bit of a dolphin, you can spend about $30 and get all of these packs. That also gives you 500 flues as well each pack, so you'll get 2,500 flues, all of these 5 2-star heroes, and some VIP, which will give you some better benefits as you push your way through. Now, off of that, and we have the actual method for staging is a little more difficult than just having the heroes. The specific method is I'm calling it the 100 method. Once you reach stage 600, you will need to move from Luca to whomever your Earth hero is until 700, and then you'll have to move to whomever your fire hero is until 800, then to your light hero till 900, then to your dark hero till 1000. Now the rule of thumb is gold plus prism level, which prism levels can be earned here, and you acquire this material after ascending. If you've started playing the game already, you should have some prisms already. You need to equal them to the level you want to beat plus some. I have found that 08 is the difference. So I take my Luca to 608, my Robin Hood to 708, then my Monkey King to 808, my Light Knight to 908, and then eventually I will have my Bat to 1008. I found that that is the perfect break point in order to beat the stages without any difficulties. Then, once you beat 1000, you will have to move from your Dark Hero back to your Light Hero and repeat that process going to 1108, 1208, 1308, 1408, and 1508. Eventually, continuing that process forever and ever until you decide you want to stop staging, right? That is the rough estimate of how to stage. I will go a little more in-depth maybe in another video, but I want to move on to the other things as we're 8 minutes into this video already. Let's get into the rest. Now, there's a couple things that I want you guys to pay attention to when you're doing this. Prism levels, I talked about it. It is important that you level your characters' prism levels to a decent number for the daily dungeon. Now, the daily dungeon is something that obviously rotates daily. You'll have 2 at any time actives. Occasionally, you will have 3, and these give you a couple things. One, they'll give you these resources here at the top, which allow you to upgrade artifacts, which we'll go into in just a little bit, but they also give you hero shards. And this is important because you remember those heroes that I said you should unlock easily, like Light Knight, for example, or Bat? You could get those hero shards from the daily dungeons. When you come in here, you're guaranteed to get a hero shard. So, for example, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to fight the Radiant Knight, and he will give me some light pieces as well as a hero shard that is light. So, for example, I got almost 500k of these light shards as well as one medal for Bun Gun, and this is how you're going to unlock those characters. So, for example, if I come down here, I need Voodoo Dagger. I need 6 more pieces to unlock him. So when Grass Dungeon comes around, like right now, for example, I would want to do that in order to get the Voodoo Dagger so I could swap out my Robin Hood. However, it is also important to do the dungeon that you're trying to level artifacts for. So let's move right into artifacts after that. So as you can see here, I have some artifacts that are lined up. There's a couple things about artifacts I want to talk about. There are 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star artifacts available to you right at the beginning of the game. The 5-star, 6-star, and I believe there's a 7-star as well, require certain things to be done in order to unlock them. So the 4-star artifacts you want to focus on are Goat God, Gold Cauldron, Laser Sword, and Gold Skin. There's also a 2-star artifact that is recommended, and that is the Statue of Rewards. These are the only 5 artifacts you realistically need to gather early on. However, picking up other things like Silver Armor, which is basically the 3-star version of Gold Skin, is not a bad idea. I just wouldn't heavily invest, just purchase it, maybe level it up a little bit, and just kind of leave it there. Now, as I said, there are certain requirements for unlocking 5, 6, and 7 stars, and it's a pretty simple but not exactly easy task. As you can see, my Goat God here is level 15 out of 30, and I need to get him to level 30 in order to unlock 5-star artifacts to show up in this shop. So I could re-roll this all day, and I will never, ever, ever get a 5-star artifact until I have a 4-star artifact that is maxed. Same goes for 6 and 7, requiring the previous tier to be maxed, at least one of them, in order to get the next tier done. So my general idea here would be to get one of these 4 at the top picked up, Goat God, Gold Cauldron, Laser Sword, or Gold Skin, and max level one of them. Focus on one. As you can see, I am personally focusing on Goat God, and this is because I really wanted to focus on my Dark heroes, and so it made sense to pick the one that had Dark as a resource. As you can see, I have almost 30 million of these Dark Orbs, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't wasting my time, so I picked Goat God as the first to level up. Now, once you have unlocked those 4 stars and you max level, you move on to 5 stars. I will have an artifact guide that I will be putting together and I will be releasing soon, but, you know, that's going to take some time because, as you can see, I am still working on 4 stars myself. I do have the information. I just need to compile it all into the proper format, so definitely look forward to that. But for now, focus on the 4-star artifacts. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and this may or may not actually be the most important thing, is to join a guild. As you can see here, I am in a guild. Psy, Grateful Dead, shout out to them. They've been helping me out. I talked about them in the last video. They have been phenomenal. They've given me so much information and just helped me grow so much already. As you can see, I'm almost at 100,000 power. I've grown a lot in the past week or so, and I'm super happy. The most important part about joining a guild, though, is this button right here. We're actually going to do it together. You can request medals, and you're going to be super serious about, oh, I want to get this hero to 2-star. I want to get this hero to 3-star. Don't do that. Pick a hero, specifically Skeleton Giant, Spike, or Bat. If you have Skeleton Giant, do Skeleton Giant. If you don't, use one of the other 2, because the focus of the game is Arena, and those are a good pieces of a starting Arena comp. Skeleton Giant is probably the best starting unit. As you can see, I have mine already at 4-star and 2 Awaken, so I will be requesting for him until I get him to 7-star. Now, there is one exception to this rule, and that is Sundays. Sunday is what has been dubbed Epic Sunday, which allows you to request epic hero shards. Now, personally, I am requesting Scud, and this is because when he hits 4-star, he gets this 400% team attack buff, which is incredibly powerful, and so I have been purposely requesting him. As you can see, I am almost halfway to 4-star, and I want to get him to 4-star as soon as possible. However, there are plenty of other epic heroes that you can pick up that would be worth it, and I would recommend picking up an epic, not a rare. Like, for example, I was very tempted to pick up Dark Hunter shards, but he is only a rare, not an epic, so it would be a waste for me. So definitely focus on an epic to get that epic to 4-star. Okay, the next thing about guilds is you have guild wars and you have guild bosses. These are pretty simple. They're like most games. You come in here, you fight them, they get stronger as you go through. Guild wars, I actually haven't been able to participate in one yet. I joined, unfortunately, while the guild war was already happening. So when the next guild war comes around, I will be able to do it. And when that happens, I will release a video for guild wars. But until then, do the guild wars. It's probably self-explanatory, like every other game mode every other game that has a guild war function. So definitely do that. I'm going to quickly ascend here because I hit 130. And that moves me into my next tip, which is probably the most boring part of the game, and you're probably going to hate me for it. But number of ascends is incredibly important. Guys, when you ascend, you get bonuses to your store. For example, if I come to my village here, you'll see that I have all of these levels, and I did not touch them. I have all of these levels, and I did not touch them at all, okay? When you ascend, you get +5 to your stores. And it will go up until you reach auto collect, which is level 50 for these first couple, and then you'll get down here to the level 100 becomes the auto collect, and so you'll get those up to 120 stages. As you can see, I'm at 150, and you're like, well, why are you still quick ascending? Well, because up from 120 to 160, you still get bonuses that increase the gold you receive from those stores. Once you reach 160, you can stage like normal, pushing as far as you can to get prisms so that you can push higher the next time around. However, this is something that's incredibly important. I recommend doing this early so that you can get it done with and never have to worry about it again. The best way to do this is with a Princess Dream. You can pick up a Princess Dream, use it, go offline for 10 to 15 minutes, come back online. You'll be at roughly stage 130, ascend, turn the game off, wait 10 to 15 minutes, and repeat that process over and over again over the 4 hours that it is active. If you do it for the whole 4 hours that it's active, you can get roughly 16 ascends per 4 hours, which is relatively strong. While as if you were to do it right now, as you can see, I'm moving pretty slowly, and you won't be able to get quite that many. However, this is the next tip, and I'm not going to do it in the video because I don't want you guys to watch the ad, but up here you can click the ad to double your progress speed. Whenever you are online, you should have this active. As you can see, I don't, and that's simply because I'm recording, and it fell off right before I started recording, I think, or right as I was recording, and I'm not going to make you guys watch an ad with me, okay? Another tip for you is, as you just saw there was a chest on the screen. If you see chests on the screen, click them. Some of them will require you to watch an ad, some of them won't. No matter what, you should click them and watch the ad. It gives you flues, which is the in-game currency for the game, and it is free, and as a free-to-play player, that is always a benefit. Which moves me into my flues spending portion of this video. There's a couple things I want to go over. I'm going to go more in-depth in a later video, but for the beginning, this is important. I highly recommend buying 10 slots in your hero upgrades tab. The reason why this is because when you go into Arena, you can have access to 10 heroes, and you can only get them by purchasing these 5 slots here. Arena is the most important part of the game. You want to use as many heroes as possible to have the highest chance of winning that you can. So spending the flues it takes to unlock these 5 slots is incredibly powerful early on. The next thing I'm going to recommend is artifact slots. As I said before, whoops, let's close that. There are 5 artifacts that I recommend you purchasing early: the Goat God, the Gold Cauldron, the Laser Sword, the Gold Skin, and the Statue of Rewards. I recommend getting at least 5 artifact slots early on, but nothing past that until you have maxed out one of the 4-star artifacts, and then only purchasing a slot when you get a 5-star artifact in your artifact store that you want to purchase and use. Also, do not go past 12 slots. It's not really worth it. Going up to 5 and purchasing as you go is definitely the best bet. The last thing to spend your flues on, and this is important because you have to save them, is on Crusher chests. Now, Crusher chests can be purchased here in the shop. You can see here, this is actually the chest I'm going to recommend you purchase from. So if you are currently playing right now and you have flues, go buy up to tier 3 of this chest. It will cost you 810 flues, and you will get a ton of shards for incredibly strong heroes like Dark Hunter, Sorrow, and Scud, all of which are prime heroes in this game. This is probably one of the best chests, followed by, I believe it is Atlantis after that. So definitely, if you have a roughly 800 flues, I recommend purchasing 3 of these. If you have less than that, purchase at least 2 of them. I believe you can buy the first 2 for 360. I definitely recommend spending flues on those chests. As I said, it will unlock very important heroes. Now, The next piece of important information is in regards to Arena. As I said before, Arena is probably the most important game mode. Definitely make sure to use all of your entrances into Arena as often as possible, because you will get crazy good rewards from this mode. Now, the last thing that I want to go over is just a little fun thing at the end. I have some hero chests. Let's open them up, and then we will end the video there. As you can see here, I have a chest lucky spin, which gives us some sleep potions, nothing crazy. We've got silver chest. We're going to get 10 Vulcan fighters, 10 Swifts, okay, 10 skeleton giants, that's huge, and 10 Dragonbot. That's also good. He's also a pretty good arena hero as well. That was pretty good. I like that. That was 4 pretty strong chests there. Definitely exciting about that. But guys, that is going to be it for my first sort of beginner's guide, important stuff to focus on early. I will definitely have more videos for CT8 coming out in the future. Thank you again to Godzy Labs for sponsoring this video. I appreciate it so much. I know this video has been incredibly long, but there was so much that I wanted to go into and I wanted to talk about. If you like the video, please make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or have something that you want me to talk about in the next CTA video. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much. Make sure to hit that sub button, and I'll see you in the next video. And guys, enjoy the end screen.